Hi everyone, this is Terny Ruet from the Center of Multicultural Political Engagement, Literacy and Leadership, and also Allies in Color. I'm putting this video out to show my support to Stan Grant. Stan Grant, I stand with you in solidarity, and I completely support your decision to step aside for a while. What you experienced in terms of the racism, racial vilification you suffered, your family suffered, was unacceptable. But even more unacceptable was the lack of support you received from your management and the board and the leadership. And it just goes to show, trying to change the system from within, by injecting diversity into existing systems that were never built to cater to diversity, it just goes to show it doesn't work. In fact, it does more harm to the diverse people that are brought into such a system. And this was a very good example of that. And this is why I would urge the way forward for all of us as multicultural communities is to really seriously consider creating our own independently, privately funded multicultural broadcasting network, where our board is multicultural, our leadership is multicultural, our editors to the program directors, they're all multicultural. Wouldn't that be great? We would tell authentic stories. We would make commentaries that would that would make sense. Because at diversity in non-diverse spaces will never be allowed to be diverse in all its glory. It will still have to be restricted or constrained. And I think that can't be our future. And the analogy I'd like to use is, if you're a manufacturing firm that only produces, say, textiles, clothing, and suddenly you need to produce food, something completely, utterly, thoroughly different. Imagine that. And it's a complete completely different system you need to create if you want to go from manufacturing clothing to food. And and that's a big ask. I mean, with the existing systems, the best thing that the machinery can produce is clothing with images of food on them, but not really quite food. Bad example, I know. But the point I'm trying to make is changing the system from within actually means destroying completely the existing system and replacing it with a new one. And that's not gonna be possible. I'm so sorry to be pessimistic, and I'm sure there are examples of such cases elsewhere overseas. Sure, I think we can find it, but I don't think that's possible. So I seriously think the way forward, and honestly, we've collected data on racism. We've published the reports. We've had celebrities and big personalities go out on public platforms talking about this issue, raising awareness. We even have created really compelling documentaries, right? And despite all of that, nothing has changed. So that goes to show one thing, that the sort of and I'm not knocking the work that lots of people have done in this space. I'm not knocking it at all. It's all very important. Data is important. Spreading awareness is important. All of that is important. But I think the question we need to ask is, if all of that hasn't really moved the needle, then what's next? What else can we do? And I think where we need to really focus our attention on is to build our own table, build our own chair, and give ourselves a seat at the table. And the way forward is to develop create an independently or privately funded multicultural broadcasting network. Just my 2 cents.